So in this video, we're going to talk about the scope for 3 courses, ACCA, CFA and CPA, specifically for Indians. So if you are from India and you choose one of these courses, what is the scope in India as well as the opportunity for you to go overseas. So first, ACCA. Now, the scope for ACCA in India has been growing over the last decade tremendously. ACCAs in India get to work in almost all the profiles that general CAs work in, including statutory audit, internal audit, and there is forensic audit. This is just audit. Then under taxation, I know people who worked under international tax, under transfer pricing, and then in the entire field of advisory, there is corporate finance, there's investment bank. Yeah, there are people, I know of ACCAs a few years ago who were cleared ACCA and they went into the investment banking field. They work under risk advisory. They work in valuations, in mergers and acquisitions. And these are the kind of companies that you would love to work at. So the Big Four, Grant Thornton, BDO. We do training with a company called Maersk, is one of the biggest shipping companies in the world. They employ ACCAs in their finance. One of our faculties is the Chief Financial Officer, CFO of a company called ABank, which is it's a company in the securities market into commodities and all of that. Point being that ACCAs are quite widespread. They don't have one advantage is that they don't have signing authority in India, which means they cannot start their own CFO. They can work in audit, but at the end of the day, after they complete an audit, they'll have to get the signature from an Indian CA. The salary package, we've seen freshers who are on the way to completing ACCA or have just completed with their work experience of 3 years, their packages are equivalent to that of chartered accountant. They get anywhere between 6 to 8 or 9 lakhs, depending on their company, their profile, their interview, and their negotiation. The presence is there across India. When it comes to other countries, so I knew this one guy from Pune. He got an offer in Melbourne, Australia, this was a few years ago, for 55,000 Australian dollars as the opening package. These are the kind of opportunities that you get. Indians land up going to countries like UAE, like Singapore. I know 2 of my faculty members who now shifted to Canada because openly are welcoming professionally qualified accountants across the world right now. And one of the faculties is still teaching in Canada. The other one is working in BDO. I know of a couple of students who are here in KPMG. So this is one guy, he and his wife were in KPMG. They're both chartered accountants. They wanted to go to Canada, but CA was not helping them move. So they both did ACCA by taking 9 out of 13 exemptions, completed 4 papers each, got the ACCA membership, and now they're in Canada since the last couple of years. And I've heard that even countries like US have around 2,000 ACCAs in there. There was a stat I'd heard for the ACCA members a few years ago. This basically comprises of the overall scope of ACCA students from India, in India as well as other countries. Next is the scope for CFA. So first of all, CFA has been more popular in India than ACCA and CPA both. Somehow the institute has done a really good job by establishing its presence in India. As you must know, CFA is more of a specialization in finance and in investment management. While they are a niche in finance, whereas ACCA, CPA are broad like CA, there are a lot of profiles which would choose CFA over the others. So what are they? Number one, if you're interested in finance particularly, which means you want to work in companies which are into investment banking, which are into hedge funds, which are into private equity, which are into portfolio management, you will be preferred as a CFA. Let's go get into basic examples, right? So I'm the head of a company which is into equity research. You come to me as a CFA. I'll hire you and I'll tell you, do research on these 20 companies because you understand how to do it, and then give me the report. I will look at the report and I will borrow money from other people and tell them I will invest in these companies on whom research has been conducted. And they'll give me money. I will invest. Hopefully your research is correct. So the money rises. I'll give it back to them and keep a small chunk, which means I made free money. I took their money, put it in the market, grew it, and then gave them most of it back and kept some. And that's how we can grow as an overall company. So this is, for example, equity research. This is a subset of portfolio management. So in the same way, like you will help me with equity, you'll also help me with other things. Debt market, cryptocurrency, real estate, gold, this, that, and we'll come up with a report as to which is the best place to put how much money. I recently got a call, I forgot the name of the company, it's into private equity. They want to hire CFA level 1 students. They want to hire a few from us because they want people who understand financial modeling, who can make detailed Excel sheets into forecasting of what a company is going to do. These are really important for the financial world, and CFAs are leading this field. Besides this, CA plus CFAs also have a unique position because they understand chartered accountancy and they specialize in the field of finance. Now, when it comes to going overseas, starting with US is where the CFA Institute is based, so that has the highest demand. But CFA is also popular in countries outside of North America, so outside of Canada. It's also very popular in Europe and obviously Asia. My ex-colleagues from PwC finishes CFA, is studying at Rice University right now. Between his stint at PwC and going to the US now, he was working at Citibank. Citibank also hired him because he is a CA plus CFA. And now he's working at Rice University to get an MBA because he wants to work in the field of investment banking, an MBA plus CFA. gives him that route. CA was just here because he was young and he picked it up and he realized, oh, I like finance. So CFA essentially has options for you in the field of finance and investment management across the world. And the scope for CPA US. Now CPA, unfortunately, a lot of people mistake for Canada CPA, Singapore CPA, Australian CPA. I am right now talking about US CPA. So US CPA, it's the chartered accountancy of US. So you can imagine the power of being a chartered accountant in the most powerful country in the world, right? A lot of US companies outsource their finance and accounting to India. Now these two combinations make you realize that the scope for CPAs in India is enormous. So let's talk about Indian companies. There are a lot of Indian companies which have to follow US laws. For example, companies like Reliance, companies like Infosys. These are the companies which are listed in Indian stock markets as well as the New York Stock Exchange, as well as the NASDAQ. How does that matter? They're headquartered in India, but they're listed elsewhere. So they have to still ensure that the reporting, their balance sheet, their profit and loss accounts not only tallies with the Indian regulation, but also with the US regulation. And for that, they need US CPAs. There are many companies like this. Second, if you are a US company like Apple, like Amazon, you don't only do your accounting and finance there, you outsource it to countries like India. There is a huge chunk of candidates who are CAs plus CPAs. So you understand India and US, and again, you have a lethal combination on your hands. There is one friend of mine, he was with me in PwC, he was a CA. In 2014, I think he went to US, gave his CPA exams, came back, and now he's working in Germany. Another friend of mine, again from PwC, she did CA plus CPA, and now she's working in Dubai. She settled there full time. And I think in Dubai, she's getting more scope because of CPA rather than CA. So it's not just US and India. Of course, it also happens in these other countries. The pay for CPAs generally, if you go outside, is much more recognized because it's in dollars and it's a US based chartered accountancy. You're well compensated because you are a professional from the US, from some US body. So CPA also has a lot of scope, a lot of companies, whether it's in India or it's overseas. And finally, US CPA has a mutual recognition agreement with Canada CPA. The good part about US CPA is it takes you just a year to complete. On an average, it takes a year, and if you're really keen, it's really manageable. Plus, if you're a chartered accountant, again, it's easy to complete it in a year. You get the CPA US license. You can just directly get the CPA license from Canada because of their agreement. So even if your goal is to go to Canada, like for ACCA, CPA also allows you to go there. There are so many candidates in India who are completing US CPA because it's a shortcut to getting into Canada. Since Canadian CPA is, I think, a little lengthier, but US CPA you can. It's again similar to ACCA, but more people are doing US CPA to get into Canada. So with that being said, if you guys personally know of people who are either ACCAs or CFAs or CPAs working in India or in other countries, have secured opportunities which are really attractive, do post it in the comments for others to see with examples. If you've seen any other form of struggle that people have faced, please let others know about that as well. Do comment and subscribe and let us know what other videos y'all would like us to create.